Yo. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of YouTube Dumpster Dive, the show where we take a dive into the landfill that is YouTube, seeing whatever interesting, obscure, or wild stuff we can find together. On today's episode, we'll be taking a peek at some YouTube culinary giants, true masters of their craft. Today, we'll be taking a look at some of the most interesting of dishes, only the most filthy of kitchens, and the most, creative of ingredients, as we look together at some of YouTube's most infamous cooks. In my search for some of the most, interesting cooking channels on YouTube, one name kept constantly coming up. A channel that got its start all the way back in February of 2007, and is still going to this very day. Cooking with Jack. Taking a cursory look, you'll see a channel with nearly 2,000 videos, and over 500,000 subscribers, which I suppose, all things considered, is pretty impressive. If you go back to his oldest videos, you'll see a lot of very short how-to type videos, like how to cut an onion without crying, to how to peel an egg quick and easy, and his very first being how to cut a pineapple.
Today's cooking tip is how to cut a pineapple. But before we teach you that, we're going to talk to you about buying one.
It's a pretty basic video, nothing too flashy, though he does have a strange comment about the sugars moving in the pineapple.
And you're going to turn it upside down. Now the reason we do that is, at the bottom of the pineapple, all the sugar settles. So when you turn it upside down, all the sugars will run back through the fruit.
I have no idea what he's talking about here, but regardless, another video from this time frame is his one on how to cook barbecue ribs, where he shows you how to bake ribs versus barbecue ribs.
Now these are going to be done a little bit differently. We're going to show you how to do it, but my dad likes to bake his ribs and I always barbecue mine. So we're going to do both. We're going to find out which one tastes better and we're going to find out which one is more tender. Those are the two things we're going to do today on our show.
Which is pretty simple, but something you're sure to see at the bottom right of the video, as well as in the video itself, is the brand of barbecue sauce called the best barbecue sauce you'll ever taste, which is a brand of barbecue sauce that old Jack here sells and seems to be one of the original motivations for creating his YouTube channel to begin with. As an enjoyer of various sauces of the spiced kind, I thought it would be fun to acquire this fine liquid for myself and give it a little taste test. However, sadly, if one goes to the links provided in his description, or just searches up the website, you'll be met with a store that oddly enough still advertises the sauces, but no longer sells them, and only seems to be selling his channel-branded aprons instead. A real shame. I suppose now I'll never be able to try the best barbecue sauce that I'll ever taste. Anyway, the thing is though, these videos are pretty inoffensive. Just a guy kind of making stuff. But the thing is, the longer you look into his channel and its massive catalog, the stranger some of these dishes become. And in some cases, these meals become what many might call inedible. So while I'd love to showcase Jack's whole catalog, perhaps it's best we see some of these so-called infamous videos. Starting with bison tacos and burgers, where we get to see one of Jack's many early intros. Now from the get-go, this video has Jack talking about this Food Network challenge where they were looking for the next Food Network star for their channel and possibly TV. Jack apparently had his audience at the time in 2010 go make comments to Food Network about having Jack be the next big star.
Last week when I told you about the Food Network challenge, that they're looking for the next YouTube guy or girl, and the Food Network was doing a search, well, I kind of said, if you go over there, you know, be sure to mention my show and all that stuff. And it seems that we had 27 pages of comments strictly about the Cooking with Jack show. And I gotta say that you guys are definitely the best subscribers ever. That was totally awesome. I couldn't believe that. That was so cool. Every day I'm like, oh my gosh, 15 pages, 16 pages. You guys didn't let up. So if they don't call me, I'll be blown away. In fact, if they don't call me, we're gonna call them live on the show and go, hey, what's up with this challenge? Don't you guys read your page? Do you even do, or do you just randomly shake and bake? I don't get it. So I will keep you posted if I hear anything, okay? No need to do any more, all right? But thank you.
Pretty interesting, though obviously this never came to fruition. I wonder why. Still, with apparently pages upon pages of comments recommending Jack for their channel, there was actually a good chance that the people running this event may actually take a peek over at Jack's channel, meaning that this video in particular would be highly likely to be seen by them, theoretically, anyway. So, pressure's on, I suppose. What is Jack gonna do? Well, Jack then says he was approached by a company called Blue Bison to have him make some bison-based meals on his channel, which, whether they actually did or not, regardless, Jack decides to start using this meat for tacos.
Now, I never tasted bison, so I don't know if I'm gonna like it, but from what I've heard, you have to be careful. You can't cook it too much, and it's pretty good. So we're gonna try that right now. Now remember, we're gonna cook this bison, we're gonna brown it in here. You don't wanna cook it too long, it gets tough. It gets really hard, okay? So we're gonna do like a rare, medium rare. Just gonna hit it.
Now, Jack says you don't want to cook this for too long because the bison will get real tough, apparently, which leads him to cook it to what temperature exactly?
Okay, drain the juice, and now it's time to add all the ingredients.
Ah, yes, still visibly pink and raw in several places.
Oh, smells like a restaurant. I scare myself sometimes. Okay, so let's try bison for the first time in my life. I've never had bison. We're gonna try it out. It's healthier than chicken, pork, and beef, and it looks delicious. I'm gonna turn that bad boy around. There we go. You ready? All right, here we go. Mmm. 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 Mm-hmm. Wow. Incredible.
Well, maybe the burgers come out a little better, eh?
All right, here we go. Now, I have to warn you, once again, this is going to be rare. So, if you don't like rare, you might want to leave the room now. Here we go. Oh, yeah. It's gorgeous. I know it's going to be beautiful. I just know it. Oh, nice and pink.
Oh, that's literally stone cold raw bison beef.
Mmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sure this convinced Food Network that Jack was a cook well worth hosting on their channel. But maybe he was just misinformed about bison meat. Surely serving meats raw and stuffing it into his mouth isn't a commonplace issue on this channel.
Cut right into this. Look how juicy it is. Look at the pool. Oh, look at that. That's great. This did a great job. That's a lot of juice. Didn't cook well right there, so I'm not going to eat that. See how that is?
Ah, nothing like the sweet, succulent taste of salmonella. Now, here in this video, Jack tries to make some McCormick bag-in-season chicken, but ultimately fails since, well, I suppose you can see. But then, thankfully, our culinary master tells us some helpful tips to fix that annoying red juice coming out of the perfectly cooked chicken.
Now, I want to give you a cooking tip. It's really simple. If there's a spot of red in your chicken, when you cut into it, literally 1 minute in the microwave, poof, just pops it right out. It'll cook it the rest of the way. It won't dry it out. That's a good tip. I promise you it'll work. And don't panic. It's not a big deal, okay?
Okay, so maybe he's not the best when it comes to cooking meat to a proper edible level, or whatever cringe that is. But you know what? Jack is really fucking creative. He's crazy creative, as a matter of fact. Why, just take a look at this fine culinary dish he came up with that he calls garbage stew.
Hey guys, okay, so this is another spur of the moment video, and I'm gonna explain it to you in a minute. It's kind of sick and gross, but it should be good. I love that. Okay, so this is everything. Every time I go to do a video, I go through my fridge, I pull out all the old stuff, I either throw it out or figure out a way to use it. These are all left over from other videos. So let's, well, the bacon isn't, but let me run down and just show you what we got. I pulled it all out. So we got these sweet potatoes. This is the, I don't know if you saw the smoked turkey video. Smoked turkey. Not gonna use it all unless I get a bigger pot. I got some leftover bacon, that's on its way out. The injected sirloin, the smoked sirloin's in here. I'll show you all that. I even put, when I did the smoked sirloin, I put Nathan hot dogs on there. Oh, I gotta get rid of these. I got an onion, it's like ready to start oozing crap. I'm serious. If I don't use this onion today, it's going in the garbage, hence the name. The celery's starting to turn on the edges. This lime's starting to get shrivelly. The other one was brown, I had to throw it out. I got leftover jalapenos. I think that was from a nacho video. Can jalapenos even go bad? I don't know. Leftover Cajun seasoning. One beer left from one of my cooking with beer episodes. Got a salsa here that I bought for another recipe. I didn't even use it. Roasted red peppers. Does anyone remember how long ago that was? They're still good. They're good till 2016, which scares me. What else? Oh, I found a can of corn, sweet corn, that's gonna expire any day. French onion beans and some chopped green chilies. This is not my idea of the perfect stew, but I gotta use it all. So I don't wanna waste any food. So I called it garbage stew.
Now, if you're the type of guy or gal to say, you know what, Dylan, smoked turkey, hot dogs, sirloin steak, bacon, celery, sweet potatoes, a lime, Cajun seasoning, jalapenos, roasted red peppers, a whole ass jar of salsa, a bottle of beer, a can of fucking green beans and sweet corns, all of which are either going bad or about to go bad, all mixed up in a giant fucking pot of stew, doesn't sound all that appealing? Well, obviously you've never had an eating disorder. Besides, you just can't see the bigger picture at play here, can ya? I mean, just look at that lovely color.
Got a couple bouillon cubes in here, made a little beef broth. So I'm gonna pour some beef, or if you don't have any, use bouillon cubes in hot water. But I'm gonna pour this in here too.
Doesn't that oozing garbage bag of festering shit look absolutely scrumptious? Come on, man. Take a taste of the garbage stew. Just a fucking taste. It's not gonna kill ya, probably.
Oops. There we go. Oh yeah. Cajun flavor and jalapenos. Oh yeah. Make this dish.
Jack has a bit of a propensity for these types of dishes, where a bunch of random stuff that may or may not be going rotten by this point are all tossed in a pot and, well, you just call it a day at that point. Such as his world-famous church chili.
All awesome ingredients. We've got salt and pepper for taste, 2 cans of pinto beans. This is some of the magic. This is chipotles in adobo sauce. This is where the heat for my chili is coming from right here. And that's it. I'm not putting any chili powder in or anything. It's gonna be the smoky goodness of this. And then if I need chili powder, I'll put it in. But as far as I know, this is the recipe. Final recipe will be down below. And then I got a can of corn, tomato paste, IPA beer, Laguintas. This beer is an IPA. This is what I use on my sausage sliders, remember? And it foamed up, got all caramely tasting. This is an amazing beer to cook with, okay? Then you got diced tomatoes, you got 3 things of black beans, garlic, 2 jars of your salsa, whatever salsa you like. We're gonna dice up an onion. I've got sweet Italian sausage. And then let's clear this off because this is what's going to win it for me, I think, is this beautiful smoked brisket. I cooked it for 12 hours. This is leftovers. You guys remember last year I had a smoked brisket and it was amazing.
Did anyone notice that he said last year he smoked a brisket? When did this video get uploaded? Maybe he meant he made it for Christmas and it's the new year or something like that. Surely it's not that old, right? Oh my god.
Is that a work of art? Can you see that? Look at that outer crust there. It's just gorgeous.
No wonder that shit looks green. This is literally rotten brisket, kept in his fridge or freezer for a bare minimum of 10 months, if not longer. And it would be one thing if he was serving it up just for himself and his family, but this man is going to be serving this to his whole church and putting it into a competition, no less?
Together. I love the meat. The meat's important. That's the key. So we'll put that much in for now. That's the brisket. Same with the sausage. I can't put all the sausage I want in. There we go. Here's the corn. Tomatoes. The garlic. Pink. Oh, I'm going to be cooking a long time on this. There we go. Right here. Chipotle's in adobo sauce.
Now that, ladies and gentlemen, I can't even lie, as an extreme enjoyer of chili, especially a good old Texas bowl of red, this has got to be one of the most disgusting pots of chili I've ever seen, and an insult to the term, I'm sure. But hey, how did he do in the chili competition? Well, for starters...
And I'm not going to tell you which one is mine. I won't tell you which one is mine. Not at all. I can't tell you which one it is. And here's the other one. There's number 2, number 3. Judging, who do we know?
Everybody.
Everybody's judging?
Yep.
Oh, okay, cool.
Every child, adult, teenager, they come through and they sample, and then they write the number they want. They give it to Mr. Mark, and he calculates.
And nobody's going to try and rig this, huh?
Not on my watch.
Extremely awkward and weird behavior aside, it appears that at this point Jack starts to see that the other pots of chili might actually be, you know, good, not full of rotten meat, and so he begins to have this bizarre coping session.
Okay, guys, so here's the deal. I'm at the chili competition, and I can tell you right now I'm not going to win. Let me tell you why. Number 1, I don't cheat, but number 2, they're letting everybody here vote which one they think is the best, and I don't think that's good. I think you should have neutral designated judges. So I'm going to go on record saying that I'm probably not going to win today, because I'm not going to tell Jack and his friends to vote for me. I'm not going to do that. So everybody's going to go over and vote for the best chili possible. All right, but it's all in fun. There's no prize. There's no nothing. And this is the only time I'm doing this competition, because I've already shown the recipe.
So I guess the other contestants cheated by making a pot of actual chili? Or maybe they cheated by not serving people year-old rotten brisket. Those damn dirty fucking cheaters sucking up to the audience like that, making their fucking food edible. The video ends with Jack lamenting his loss.
Okay, so there were some nice people. Great chilies. I didn't win first, second, or third place, and I'm just a regular guy still. See? It's all good. Somebody else won. Congratulations to the winners of the chili bowl.
Yeah, Jack's still, at the end of the day, just a normal guy. But hey, you know what? Maybe he just needs some proper inspiration. Some recipes passed down through his family right onto us. Some honest-to-God homemade cooking. So how about we try Aunt Myrna's party cheese salad?
It's a double header, that's right. Last week we did Aunt Myrna's recipe with the coleslaw. Amazing. This week we're doing party cheese salad. When I saw her make this in Alabama, I was like, gosh, I'm not sure about some of these ingredients, but then I tasted it and it's like a dessert. It's really cool.
You know we're off to a great start when you react with
Gosh.
About the ingredients, coming from this fella no less. And just what are the ingredients of the party cheese salad?
Right now, wait till you see this. I never would have put these ingredients together had it not been for Aunt Myrna. You got cream cheese, pimentos, Cool Whip, crushed nuts, any kind that you like. I'm using pecans, lemon, or you can use lime jello, celery, bell pepper, pineapple, and American cheese. Can you believe this? This is crazy. Let's go to the stove right now and get this thing started.
Wow. Now, I know what you're thinking. Dylan, that sounds like an absolute abomination of a combination of ingredients. To which I respond, let the man fucking cook. Let's see how he brings all this stuff together. Maybe it's gonna be
I can't even begin to explain to you how amazing tasting this was. It looks horrible, but I'm telling you, Aunt Myrna never has failed me yet. Cool Whip or real whipped cream. If you don't have Cool Whip, just use real whipped cream. Pour it in the dish carefully.
Oh Lord.
Good. I know it. Of course, I don't know if mine came out as good, so here's to delicious tasting. It blows my mind that it's so sweet and dessert-like and has all those vegetables in it. And American cheese on top. It is really, it's so good.
Well, Jack says that this stuff is, surprisingly good. Just like a dessert. Well, it sounds like shit. It, looks like shit. But how can we really tell if it smells, feels, and tastes like shit without properly trying it for ourselves, you know? I mean, Jack says it's good, it's like a dessert. I mean, with everything else, I can objectively say that that shit was done wrong, because I know what it is. But with party cheese salad, I have nothing to compare it to. I have no frame of reference. This wretched concoction is so alien to me that I couldn't even begin to imagine what it would taste like. So, with all that said, I think there's clearly only one option for us left. We gotta taste this shit for ourselves, boys and girls. Yes, for real, I actually did want to try this abomination for myself. So I went and got all the ingredients. 2 packs of lemon jello, a can of crushed pineapple, a jar of diced pimentos, which I think is single-handedly the worst addition to this dessert, a tub of Cool Whip, some peanuts I ended up dicing up. Even though he adds walnuts in the video, in the description it says any nut will do, a stalk of celery, a whole-ass green bell pepper, a pack of cream cheese, and of course, the cheddar cheese to add on top. In the process of making this thing, I will say that at first the crushed pineapple and lemon jello packets smelled pretty good. Seems like by itself, this would be a really good fruit jello, especially if you added some cherries or something in there. Then the cream cheese came in, and this took the longest to incorporate, but again, it actually didn't smell or seem all that bad at this point. But then we get to the actual diced stuff. And this is where the dish starts to smell rather odd, primarily because of the pimentos, which gives this a distinctly nacho cheese type smell profile. It also makes this concoction look an awful lot like vomit when it's all mixed together. Look at that shit. Delicious. Can't wait for a bite. Then you add the Cool Whip, which honestly made the whole thing look even more like vomit, but now with these little fizzy bubbles and... ugh. Well, anyway, I poured this fresh vomit soup into a proper dish, and then topped it with cheese. A fair amount at that, since it is called party cheese salad. And since I'm a night owl, I let this sit in the fridge over the day, and returned to it that very night. And well, it looks like party cheese salad, but now I'm sure you're dying to know, what does it taste like? Well, after all this build-up, I think it's about time we take a good long taste of Aunt Myrna's party cheese salad. So I'm gonna get a nice big bite here. All right, nice big spoonful. Let's see. Whoa. Okay. So this, the flavor-wise, is it's mostly very sweet. I guess due to all the pineapple and Cool Whip and cream cheese. A lot of sweet elements in there. But then there's a bunch of crunchy bits, all of which are more savory notes, but not really in a good way. If I were to name something that probably ruins this, would actually like hit my face the strongest after the sweetness started to die down, it was definitely the pimentos. That is a mistake. That gives this a distinctly vomity flavor. The pimentos almost make it taste and smell slightly nacho cheese-esque, perhaps mixed with the actual cheese that's on top. You go from sweet Jello dessert to nacho cheese notes. The bell pepper kind of also has that a little bit. It kind of blends into that. Then the nuts and the celery are just kind of strange, crunchy notes that take a while. Makes it stay in your mouth for a while because you gotta chew it up. It's not good. But just to be sure that this was not a fluke, I think it's only fair that we take one more bite, you know? Take a little bit of a smaller one this time, though. Oh. Okay. That bite was considerably worse. It was much more pimento and bell pepper heavy. Well, I love those things by themselves or in, again, a more, not this package. It made the nacho cheese and the Jello parts come together faster. So, that's awful. I legitimately felt like there was vomit in my mouth. I was just swallowing. So yeah, that is the official Dylan the Night Owl party cheese salad review.
I have no idea what the hell I'm gonna do with the rest of that party cheese salad. Maybe use it for a fucking seance or something? But with that wonderful field trip into the dumpster to taste its sweet contents out of the way, most of these videos are, to be fair, 8 to 10 to sometimes 15 or 13 years old. So it does beg the question, how's old Jack doing these days? Has he gotten better? Has he improved as a culinary master? Well...
Okay, a lot going on, so pay attention. We're doing a test. We're gonna go outside. It's cold. It's in the 30s. We're gonna grill the steak, show you how I grill my steak normally. We usually cook it rare, so if you don't like rare, you probably don't want to watch this video. And then we're gonna do another steak.
Yeah, Jack's not doing so good these days. Views-wise, his channel isn't doing the best. But more importantly, Jack has seemingly lost the ability to use his right arm. His cognitive levels seem to have declined, and from my research, has suffered 4, count them, 4 strokes, with one of them losing the ability to use his right arm. Though apparently, he didn't do any physical therapy on top of that to try to help and save the ability to use his right arm. And then later, he actually lost the ability to use his left arm as well, or to stand up, but thankfully took some physical therapy to at least prevent that from happening. He has also suffered a heart attack on the 4th stroke as well. This all being due to Jack's apparent diet, lack of exercise, and overall lifestyle choices, which is a real shame. I suppose after 4 strokes, he should count his blessings that he's still alive after all that. But then, when he's making meals like the triple carnivore bacon cheeseburger...
Okay, so now
On this breading, you can put butter, you can put cream cheese. We're gonna leave it plain because I got enough flavor coming from the rest of the burger. The egg and everything else is coming. So there's enough also juice on the meat. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a burger. We're gonna do, oops, sorry. We'll do cheese. Then I got another piece of cheese. This last piece of cheese. I have no idea how we're gonna do this. There we go. Okay. And that's what it looks like, guys.
It begins to look a lot like a man slowly taking his own life and throwing it away in the dumpster. A very, very upsetting and sad sight to behold. One can only hope he learns his lesson before it's too late. But again, after 4 strokes, one has to wonder how many wake-up calls are needed before one simply never wakes up again. Now, for the next entry in our series of YouTube cooks, we have a bit more of an obscure one, not nearly as famous as Jack, but infamous in his own right in the right circles. I refer to, of course, Iron Wrath, or Iron Wrath 444, or his most current YouTube channel name, Cowboy Bebop 444. Now, the thing about Iron Wrath is if you go to his channel right now, you won't really find that many cooking videos. In fact, for the most part, you will find various videos of this long-haired man talking about various things.
So, people were offended in a comedy club and walked out because a black comedian was making fun of George Floyd.
Or doing workout routines. Responding to hate comments.
Okay, we're gonna look at one of my YouTube shorts here. I had an asshole commenter when I did a YouTube short making comments about idiots, their real motive for wanting to do away with the police, you know what I mean, so their thug friends can do whatever they want and what they accuse the police of. I had a good commenter over here, you know, which is good, and other ones. But this fool here, I usually don't waste my time with this, but I love it when fools like this make a comment like this.
And occasionally cooking something, but on the whole, he really doesn't seem to be all that connected with cooking, at first glance. For if you look up Iron Wrath on YouTube, another channel quickly pops up, that being the Iron Wrath Archives, home to most of the videos of his that have long since been deleted. Why were they deleted? Well, let's just say that some people started taking notice of old Iron's cooking, in particular, the various meals on his aptly named asshole cooking show, and started criticizing and commenting upon them, though most of them were just kind of mocking him in general, which seems to have made him really not so proud of or embarrassed by these videos, and has since privated or deleted them all. So with that being said, what are some of these meals that warranted this reaction? Well, why don't we start with this video titled Extreme Garlic Tomato Soup.
Guys, welcome to another show, the asshole cooking show. It's a show.
Ah, yes. This is the interesting intro to this man's cooking show. Something you're sure to hear a lot if you comb through this man's catalog. Now as for the soup itself, well, Iron explains a bit as to why he's making this particular concoction.
Just, I don't even realize any reason why I'm doing it. It's just I see garlic and I go apeshit and then want to grab a whole bunch. And if you're doing an asshole cooking show, and if you're an asshole and you appeal to this show, and a lot of assholes like to have garlic on their breath just to be an asshole somewhere, or this meal is for you, you know. If you want to piss off somebody you're working next to and be passive aggressive in the asshole cooking show, you know, if you want to deliberately smell like garlic next to somebody in a workplace or whatever reason, this is for you. Plenty of garlic. Easy way to passive aggressively retaliate on people a certain kind of a way. But Okay, let's get on with it. I got...
Now that's very interesting. This man specifically says this recipe is for those that want to be spiteful towards others. Now that is a fascinating motivation for making a soup. I wonder what that will result in.
And then I'm gonna pop these open here.
And after he strains out some jar of garlic in vinegar, making a joke about not straining yourself while he does, we then get to, well, this.
There. So when we got this simmering, this whole jar, we're gonna throw the whole goddamn thing in there.
Now I know what you're thinking. Wow, a whole jar of garlic? That's a lot of fucking garlic. And yeah, you're right.
And we're gonna go like this, and we're gonna throw this one in.
But not enough. How about 2 whole ass jars of garlic? Now, I know what you're thinking. Wow, that's gonna be overpowering as fuck, especially because you'll be biting into entire garlic cloves with nearly every bite of this soup. But what if I told you we aren't done yet?
And some of this, I accidentally spilled some on the floor there, but I still got most of them. You're into onion too? Toss that whole damn thing right in there, just like that. See, that's...
Ah, yeah! Wonderful! How about a whole fucking container of onion powder? Yes, please! I think so! Let's fucking go! Ah, yes. Don't you just love adding so much fucking seasoning powder that it literally has reduced your soup to a fucking paste? But what if I told you that we haven't added the craziest shit in yet? What if I told you that this soup is somehow gonna become even more of an assault on the senses?
This is extremely good for you. I'm gonna go ahead, and this is crushed. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this whole goddamn thing of rosemary in here just like that.
Ah, yes! Wonderful! An entire jar of fucking crushed rosemary! Have you ever wanted the delicious taste of pine needles in your teeth, mixed in with the paste of the entire jar of onion powder between each bite of whole knobs of garlic? Well, my friend, then this is the recipe for you. Oh, and the cherry on top?
And, well, what the hell? This is a whole bigger container. I'm not going to throw the whole damn thing in. But, what the hell? Just douse a little more. You can never have enough of garlic.
You know, just in case you wanted a little bit more garlic flavor in your tomato garlic soup. Now, he also adds some tomato sauce and more diced tomatoes and let the whole thing cook for a while. But I think that having seen this, you probably get a pretty good idea of what you're getting into on this channel. This man is an extreme lover of garlic, but more than anything, he is a man who just simply works in extremes anyway. Like, take this one video for example, his version of meatloaf.
It's the show, it's the asshole cooking show, and just like I promised, I'm gonna do a meatloaf. And you know, the Rockstar Meatloaf was singing, this is gonna be a Valentine's Day meatloaf. Happy Valentine's Day to all yins, guys.
Now, I know you're probably wondering, how can this man ruin meatloaf? That's got to be pretty difficult, surely, right? Right? Well, he starts by mixing Campbell's tomato soup with a bunch of ground beef, some eggs, and then we get to the seasoning, the first of which being a jar of minced onion.
Love this. This has got to go in, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to... Yeah.
And of course, some garlic powder.
Yeah. Ew.
I'm sure by now you probably expected that out of him, to be honest. But he also has some Worcestershire sauce and, very bizarrely, Parmesan cheese powder.
And we're just going to shake some of it in there fairly generously, but not overly generously. You don't want to get it too watered because we're going to add some breadcrumbs in here right now. But I'm going to add a little bit of this, but some of this is going to go on top later. But I'm going to put in here for flavor. Just a little bit, not much.
But of course, you also add breadcrumbs and a little bit more Parmesan cheese.
Little bit more, but just a little bit more, not too much. Because then I'm going to put the rest of this on to top some things off, and it's going to be like a for the top.
And more
I'm going to just, and I'm going to mix this up
Just the whole thing of Parmesan cheese. Then he rolls it up into a loaf, of which by this point has the most appetizing color and shape of doo-doo shit brown.
Roll around. Get this out of the way.
And then finally, to finish it off, he then adds some tomato soup. And can you guess what else he adds on top?
For the outer coating here, I'm just gonna shake some of this and spread it around because I want it to be like when it cooks on top. I want it to look like when it goes into here.
Yes, of course, more fucking fake Parmesan cheese. And by the video's end, we are left with, oh my fucking lord. Well, you know what they say. Third time's the charm, eh? Let's look at one more of Iron Wrath's dishes. Surely there's something he can make that isn't an absolute assault to the senses. Well, since we saw Jack's bowl of chili, I think it's only fair we see how Iron Wrath fares with chili, right? I mean, surely if nothing else, it will at least be better than Jack's rotten meat sludge.
Right, guys, it's the show. 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 Whoa, 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 ho, 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 ho. It's the asshole cooking show. Today we're gonna do some chili.
So right off the back, we start with a bizarre first ingredient, elbow noodles.
Dump this in here. The box flap kind of got stuck here. God damn it. There, it should have been like that. That's what should have been that simple.
Strange, but I guess it could maybe work. He then adds a bunch of beans, tomato soup, and I guess more expected ingredients in a chili. He then adds an entire jar of minced onions, of course, and an entire jar of garlic powder. But again, we know how he operates by this point, right? We all knew he was going to do that. He then adds one more ingredient.
Alright. Now, we got here, we're gonna bloop 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 la la la. Just get it on there and just get it all in there and just blah. Comes out really slow and it's not even run like in molasses in January. Just throw some of it.
An entire bottle of molasses. Now, you're probably wondering, why? Why the fuck would you put molasses in a pot of chili, let alone an entire bottle of it? This thing will single-handedly make this entire pot an overly sweet, thick fucking mess of a soup. He has somehow added something so crazy that I think he effectively counteracted his entire bottle pours of onion and garlic powders, rendering those pours, might I add, completely useless. Astounding. We then get a bit of a behind-the-scenes look at his kitchen, and we see all the various bottles of things he has in there, or as he calls it, his spice gallery.
Alright, while I am waiting for the macaroni and the meat to cook here, I got my spice library going on here. Plenty of this and a lot of running out of chives and got all these garlic cloves. Plenty of this and then look at all this molasses. But yeah, can never have too much of this. I got a monster sized one here. And all that onion powder back there. It's getting low though, but yeah, Simon and Garfunkel's spice library going on. But I can't find the damn parsley, but something to show you while I'm waiting for the macaroni.
I guess you would need multiple bottles and jars of every single thing you own when you literally use the entire thing every time you cook with it. Well, anyway, he then cooks some beef, pours it in, and then puts the whole thing together with the noodles.
I'll have a good bunch of it into the macaroni here. Because there's no room in the pot, you know what I mean? And
looks a lot more like an absolutely cursed, beyond belief bowl of macaroni and cheese, but I do suppose it is technically better than Jack's chili, since it probably won't kill me, so at least there's that, you know. But I can't imagine this being a desirable experience either. But maybe I just haven't tried putting entire bottles of molasses in my food, so I guess I can't really judge the true quality of this dish. But I won't be trying this one, at least not right now. Iron Wrath is a very interesting individual, with an even more interesting palate, and I don't believe that this will be the last time we look at his channel. But for now, I think that's enough of our Garlic Fiends recipes for us all. Next on our chopping block, we have a single little video by the name of Weber Cooks Chili and Cheese Nacho Dip with Chef Stephen Reed, uploaded in December of 2012 by the channel Weber Cooks.
Hello Wildcats, this is Weber Cooks, and today we're doing chili cheese nachos.
Now, as you can see here, Chef Stephen Reed is quite excited to be making this recipe. He's brimming with life and the youthful spirit, some may even say. So with that in mind, let's see how he makes this chili cheese nacho dip.
We start with a can of chili and open it up. And then the cheese sauce, we just take off the lid and we pop these both in the microwave. And we set the microwave for 4.5 minutes. And when that's done, we'll put them in a bowl and mix it up, and we'll have a dip for 3 to 6 people.
Yeah, seems like a great dip. Definitely not just got divorced and Karen took the kids and I hate my fucking life and all of existence and just wanna shove something into my mouth sort of dish. No. This is of a higher culture. But anyway, after the cheese sauce and beans are done cooking...
Okay, the things are done. You gotta be careful because the cheese sauce is really hot and the chili is hot also. We mix them both together and
I like how he doesn't even thoroughly mix them. He just sort of half-heartedly stirs it a couple times and moves on.
And you open this up and have some on a plate. And there you have it, a dip that will satisfy a small group, and this will run you about $6, but when you figure that it will feed anywhere from 3 to 6 people, it will only cost you $1 or $2 per person. And I'm Stephen Reed, and this was Weber Cooks.
Yeah, can't argue with that logic. And, math check, I suppose. Is Chef Stephen Reed okay? He doesn't seem to be, too chipper now that I, look a little closer. Let's take a peek at this channel. There appears to be a few more videos with, Stephen Reed in them. Maybe he was just having a particularly bad day that day, you know? Maybe one of the other videos, on his, recipes will inspire more excitement in him.
Hello Wildcats, this is Weber Cooks. And today we're making a rice dish that is really easy to make. And there's different flavors that you can get. This one here, you just dump the rice into the thing, pull the packet out, and then take 2 teaspoons of butter and put it in the dish. We'll put it in the microwave for 1 minute.
And he just put the plastic knife in with the rice. Yeah, I don't think we're escaping the everlasting feeling of being completely dead inside with no hope of escape. Certainly not in this Rice-A-Roni box, I think. Not gonna do it.
We'll just get the package ready to open. And that's done cooking. We'll pull it out of the microwave and we'll stir it up to get the butter to coat all of the rice. And when that's all done, we'll pop it in again for...
Okay, I think that's enough of that. We need whatever the opposite of that was. Something full of creative energy and hope in the world. Joy for life and all those within it. We need something made with love. We need something made with passion. We need a Krabby Patty.
Welcome, this is called how to cook a Krabby Patty.
Oh, we are in for a ride. So this dude who goes by DoubleSwee on YouTube is gonna prepare us a Krabby Patty from SpongeBob SquarePants with the secret formula in hand, no less. So let's have a look at those ingredients.
Buns, imitation crab meat patty, cheese, sea ketchup, sea mustard, well, you don't have to have mustard, but sea lettuce, tomato, sea pickles, sea onion, 2 teaspoons chopped celery, 2 teaspoons chopped onion, 4 through 6 tablespoons vegetable oil, 1 teaspoon thyme, 2 eggs, 1 lb frozen, and we can just do it right now.
Now, if it wasn't apparently clear yet, DoubleSwee here is actually pretending to be, rather, LARPing, no less, as SpongeBob SquarePants himself, and actually goes on to call his boss Mr. Krabs.
Alrighty, Mr. Krabs. Yeah, Squidward, he's been really arguing about me. But, there's some people here, and they really want Krabby Patty, so I'm gonna have to go. And we'll make sure that Plankton... Oh, wow. Stupid Mr. Krabs.
Lovely. We then see him turn on the stove.
Back up. Turn on.
And then start getting a 2-camera setup over his operation, showing in great detail how this Krabby Patty is made. And he starts by putting the meat on, but forgetting a step.
The butter. Silly me. Alright guys, I'll put on the butter. Oh, fish sticks. Oh, fish.
Alrighty. You then goes to wash an onion.
And, then wash it. Okay, wash it. Like this. I wonder when my customer is gonna get here.
I think now is as good a time as any to point out that this dude's older brother is in control of the camera in this video. But anyway, he then flips his burger and notes,
Please have it not stuck. This is my, like, a millionth time, but...
You know, because SpongeBob has obviously cooked a million Krabby Patties, and this is definitely not some kid's first attempt at cooking one, period. He then notes,
My best friend, Patrick, he died.
moving past that tragic news, SpongeBob here starts moving the patty around a lot, and kinda, well...
Grab a plate like this. And, sit it down, like, maybe right there. And then turn this. No, I'm just kidding. But, you know what? Next step is that you want to split it in half. Turn this off.
Did he just turn off the stove? Is he done cooking the meat?
Stop. I know this is taking a while, guys. Cut it like that. Come over here. Set one down. And, grab a pickle. And, alrighty. They look good, don't they?
Oh, that's raw meat. SpongeBob opted to put on whole pieces of celery on this burger. I mean, I don't know how celery was gonna be good or well implemented into a burger, to be perfectly honest. But still, he then puts on some lettuce, chops up some onion, while the cameraman shoves the camera very close to his face.
Sorry guys, it's a very long for me cooking, but I'm just not used to like making videos like cooking videos. I guess you can do that. Like that much. That.
This eventually leads to SpongeBob accidentally getting onion juice in his eye.
Like that. I hate onions. Oh my eye. And so...
But once the LARP is over, about a customer coming in for this wonderful Krabby Patty, our chef decides to take a bite of the completely uncooked raw meat patty sandwich.
You know, might as well give this a try. And I'll make another one for my customer later.
You really hear that celery come through those bites, along with the squelching of raw beef. But what does he think about it?
You know what? This is pretty good. You guys should try some.
Yeah, he seems to enjoy it. He then goes to drink some water to get that bite down and seems to realize that he unfortunately forgot to put any ketchup and mustard on the burger. And when he goes to open up the ketchup,
My cooking show.
that is the most extremely annoyed SpongeBob laugh I've ever heard. He then adds the ketchup, takes another bite, and tells everyone, thank you for watching. But the video then goes on for another 3 minutes.
Yeah! Peace. already know, I'm getting kind of stuffed. I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding. No, just kidding. And just saying, this is not like edited, like, you know, like this Krabby Patty. It's real. See, look at that. It's real. 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 Alrighty, guys. Where's my meat? Oh, here's my meat. I drink water.
Clearly, the older brother was taking immense joy in recording this and just sort of let his younger brother cook, both literally and figuratively. DoubleSwee is someone who we may take a closer look at in the future in this series, just for fun. But in case you thought the SpongeBob fun stopped at making a Krabby Patty, well, no, not at all. In fact, DoubleSwee's most famous video actually sits at over 2 million views in his video titled SpongeBob Style.
Alrighty, YouTube, this is SpongeBob Style, a parody to Gangnam Style. SpongeBob is the best. He is the bomb. He almost exploded into pieces from the pie. Every time Squidward says something really rude, SpongeBob really likes it too. SpongeBob is the boss. He is better than Patrick Retarded. Even though he's still awesome, SpongeBob's awesome. He does karate and then karate chops Sandy in half. You better know that SpongeBob is the awesomest. Yeah. He cooks patties and sells them to the West. Yeah. And then you know that he gobble. Gang. Up a SpongeBob style. SpongeBob style. Up a SpongeBob style.
Fucking sick. Just to be clear though, DoubleSwee is an actual king. Bro is spitting mad bars, and he knows how to cook a mean Krabby Patty. He's an actual Sigma male amongst you beta cucks, and don't you ever fucking forget it. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen, for this episode of YouTube Dumpster Dive. I hope that you all very much enjoyed all the culinary masterpieces that you just witnessed, as well as a specially made dish by yours truly. Be sure to comment down below if you happen to be aware of any other, interesting cooking-related videos or channels, and I may feature them in a future episode when we dive back into the kitchen part of the internet again. But in the meantime, I'd like to thank you all for watching the video, as well as give a humongous thank you to all of my loyal patrons and channel members for helping support the channel. Remember, if you want to join the club and become a channel member or patron, and help me create videos like this and other such stuff, all the links are down below. I'd like to give a big thank you to all of my night eggs and my night owlets, as well as a very special thank you to all of my great night owls, including Hexmaniac Hannah, Icy Man, and Ho Hot, as well as a super duper special thank you to all of my arch owls, including the Daring Daniel Petrie, the Mysterious Mr. Gaming Sheep, the Fearless Forgotten Ace, the Super Saiyan Sword, the Wise Nicodemus, the Talented Cherry NGT, and the Always Chi Vibes Zen Garden Party. Thank you all so much for your continued support of the channel, but until next time, this has been Dylan the Night Owl, flying off.